It's the 28th day of the month of April 2022. Good morning to you. My name is Richie B. Welcome to Up and Go here on the Bridge 99 FM. We got company in the building.
Yes, sir. Blessings, Bridge Nation. You know this is your boy, Shellz.
Good morning, Bridge Nation. It's the girl, Queen JoJo.
Morning. DJ Audley is here, too.
All right. I made sure I adjusted your level, so you were heard a while ago. Don't worry about it. 5 million plus US dollars. Well, how much is it? 5 million US dollars or something like that?
Yes.
That the police have found. They say in the West. Is this Western Jamaica or Western Kingston or where? I need to get some more details on it.
I think it's
what did Jesus say? Rich! No, but seriously, where is that money going? And who will benefit?
Good question.
You don't want all of that money going to waste.
No.
It is all over social media.
All over. Why did I take a 70 grand US? I'll split it up. You know, say, if you think about it, them for just give some other citizens in Jamaica. May I tell you?
Makes sense.
Think about it, it
makes sense. Why not?
You know, what you got to do with it? I'm money, you know.
See, my brother say only want 2 vaccines out there.
Nah, pressure them.
Pressure the body, man. Sure.
Rumor has it that all of the officers that were in the quote-unquote raid, you just can't reach them by their phones right now.
Yeah, now, them busy.
Yeah.
I
think they're still counting.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think the first count, by the time they got to the second count, it was a different figure.
Yeah, so, you know, them just try to figure it out, make sure say the thing proper.
Wow.
Do you think by the time we get the official figure, it might be 2.5 million?
About that, much.
Not 7.5?
Not 7.5. It will be less.
A
couple bucks just pop up.
People are already saying that they want to apply to become a member of Mocha.
Look at that.
Yeah, because it looks like this is where the activity is. Some would say. We're going to tell you more about that, though, as we progress in time. Right now, we say welcome, and we go until 10. Right now, we stand you by for
WTF,
which is What the Fact.
Yes, sir. And as I said earlier, there's a particular animal that is behind or responsible for most power outages in the United States. Which animal is that? The squirrel. So the American Public Power Association, APPA, says that squirrels are the most frequent cause of power outages in the United States. The APPA developed a data tracker called the Squirrel Index that analyzes the patterns and the timing of the squirrels' impact on electrical power systems. Turns out the peak times of the year for squirrel attacks are from May to June and October to November. Typically, the squirrels cause problems by tunneling, chewing through electrical insulation, or becoming a current path between electrical conductors. Frankly, the number one threat experienced to date by the U.S. electrical grid is squirrels, and that is a quote by, I'm guessing, someone who is a part of the APPA. So hey, look at that, squirrels.
Big problem, no, cause little old bushy tail.
Telling you, it makes sense.
Knocking out the power.
It only makes sense to Portmore have squirrel to them. It only makes sense. Portmore have squirrels. None of business one want to tell me.
Oh boy.
Can't just them port outages serious.
Yeah, you have them a lot over there.
What? Once little rainfall, I hate that. Little breeze.
Really?
Yeah, man.
I thought those were a thing in the past.
Oh.
You haven't had one recently?
No.
Knock on wood, son.
Must be nice.
Yeah. No, but it's a serious problem that they're having. I mean, I think about 8% of power outages they're saying are caused by squirrels. Yeah. Seems like squirrels are driving the utilities nuts. Yeah, and there are thousands and thousands of them.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know how they're going to fix that.
Yeah, trust me, it's a fight between them and the man them who work on the pole. Them, trust me, I tell you the truth.
All right, that's a fact, though, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that right now you're hearing me and you're not obviously affected by an outage caused by a squirrel. Time for update. Stories that are out there in the space that we'll share with you, the very latest that we have on them. Might even spring some new ones on you as well. Don't know what Jody has in mind. We'll find out right now.
More than Bridge Nation. So, Sean Paul was on the Breakfast Club recently, and he was just sharing his thoughts on many things. One of them was the Grammy and also verses. So he was discussing that him and Shaggy have been discussing the verses, you know, and also says that dancehall music is more than summer music, while discussing Soja's winning the Grammy. And he was sharing with Charlamagne the God, DJ Envy and Angela Yee, that he expected that he or two other Jamaican counterparts, Spice or Jesse Royal, would have taken home the Grammy. So that's his personal view. He's like, there's somebody in there. This is Soja Group. Saying there's somebody in there with African American heritage, bro. You know, that's so unfair to that dude. I'm sorry, it's a white dude, Sean Paul said about the one black person from the group, as he recalled the night's events. So I'm really shocked.
Strong views.
Strong views. And I think it's the first time I've ever really heard Sean Paul said something so controversial. No, I'm being honest. You know, normally it seems as though he's on the safe side, cool guy.
Doesn't ruffle feathers.
Exactly. Yeah. So to hear such a response and then going further to say, you know, him not really feel like said African American do the evil African American really come out white. So, and he's not, I'm guessing that he was not happy with them winning the Grammy.
He didn't do much. He didn't really do a whole lot leading up to the Grammy awards, though. I mean, certainly not like a Spice did or some others that we saw.
I think
Gramps as well was fairly active. Sean was fairly quiet. So I'm surprised to hear that he's saying like that. You know, like I was actually thinking out of one kind of vibe.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he's he really wanted Spice or somebody else to win.
Yeah.
I think so.
Speculative.
What caught me with that headline is when him say, him and Shaggy had discussions over the versus thing.
Yeah.
That, hey, let's hope Swiss and Timbaland and the peeps over there, let's see if them can make that happen. Please and tonks.
There are a number of names that have been put forward. Capleton and Sizzler, Shaggy, Sean Paul. And a few others.
Let's see.
Actually,
Capleton and
I wonder if Swiss is already thinking about the young guns and whether or not they could get that level of exposure. You think they're ready for that kind of exposure?
I don't think they have enough hits still, but this is my view personally.
They
under your belt.
They have a lot of hits. They actually do in certain circles. I mean, we saw what happened in England with their tour.
That's true.
Yeah.
Two of them.
I think the youngest thing probably can go. Probably Popcorn.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, if you're going to talk about young. But Popcorn out.
But Poppy against who? That's the next thing.
I see which young person can rival Poppy, honestly. I see it yet.
I forgot things.
Yeah.
Think about it, but Popcorn can
when them again, Alkaline? No. Now that would be
yeah.
Surprised nobody is saying Mavado and Vibes Cartel. For obvious reasons.
But yeah, so you know, some scary news happened yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, from another big artist, Conscience. You know, he confirms, you know, that his pregnant wife Latoya was found at the Miami hospital after a missing report. So we give thanks for that. Yeah, man. So what happens is that the artist, you know, he sent fans in a bit of a panic yesterday. Is that right? Yeah, yesterday. After a missing persons report turned out to be his wife. Conscience told police that he was unable to locate his wife, Latoya Wright Spence, since Monday, and that things set into motion, and he was trying to find her and wondering what's happening. But yesterday, the Miami Police Department tweeted that a pregnant woman, 41-year-old woman from Edgewater, was reported missing, and police are asking for information. Now, the Miami PD was told that the missing woman's name was Latoya Spence, and she's 5 feet 5 inches tall and approximately 145 pounds. Now, you know, the Miami PD, after sending out that, a lot of persons know. And one of the shocking things for Conscience, because apparently he and his wife wanted to keep this aspect of their lives private, is that the Miami PD also sent out a tweet that she's pregnant. And of course, the news quickly got the dancehall community in a frenzy. And of course, Conscience, he came out after a while and let them know that, look, he found out that she had an accident and got admitted without my knowledge. This is what the artist said in a statement. Realizing that she was not responding to calls and texts, I started calling around to hospitals. After calling all hospitals in the area and all of them saying no patient by the name was there, I had no choice but to alert the police. Now, Conscience also went on to say that by the time she was found by the police, she was already found by the police before the media reported the story. So we give thanks for that. And he's right now just thanking all the fans and supporters who rallied around him after the news broke. But right now, he's asking for some privacy as, he processes the whole unfortunate situation. So stay strong, conscience, and Natalia.
I'm happy that his wife has been found.
And looks like she's safe. So we give thanks. Yeah.
But the way these stories go when they hit, when it makes the news, it reaches you in different ways, and from different sources it comes at you different. Like I was getting calls yesterday from persons asking me if I heard about Conscience's wife who was missing, and that she turns up 4 months pregnant. That's the kind of spin that people were putting on it. So I'm like, hey, calm down. Let me do some checks.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Missing for 4 days. It's so much. Calm down.
Yeah.
Not more. We can't do it with them.
And that included people who were in Canada who were getting that kind of information.
Oh, Lord.
You know what I'm talking about, Audley. Anyhow, we have a story on Burna Boy, an Afrobeat artist that is doing very, very well. He's Nigerian. And On the Low, an Afrobeat dancehall fusion love song, has now been certified gold in the United States 3 years after its release. Burna Boy has a lot to celebrate. So On the Low was certified gold yesterday, and that was by the RIAA, the Recording Industry Association of America, after it reached the sales and streaming equivalent of 500,000 units in the USA alone. And this is the second gold certification for Burna Boy. His 2018 hit, Yeah, which appeared on his Outside album, had the milestone in May of 2021. You see, they're doing very, very well. Yeah is also certified gold in the UK for sales of 400,000. Remember, in the UK, it's a different number that would make you arrive at gold status. 400,000 making gold in the UK, while On the Low is certified silver for sales of 200,000 units in the United Kingdom. Both songs were certified platinum in Canada, and that was on April 14 this year. For sales, you go to platinum for sales in excess of 80,000 units. Today is actually the 28th. Yes. So today, he's gonna make history again as the first Afrobeat artist to headline a show at the Madison Square Garden in the NYC, New York City. We'll feel his energy today.
That's dope.
So he's doing very, very well.
Big up yourself, Burna.
It's an artist that we have a lot of respect for as well. As a matter of fact, can we play some Burna Boy music? We're going to do that. We're going to do that right after we close out Update.
All right, so our proverb of the day is dog a sweat and long hair hide it.
That's a go on.
Dog a sweat and long hair hide it.
Okay.
Your Shellz?
So what that mean? That means so we can't see when the dog nervous? Is that what it means?
Kinda.
Okay.
If you think about it, man, if you feel like. But the meaning is, these things are not always what they seem, obviously. Not all that glitter is gold. Outward success often masks hidden struggles or stress. So dog a sweat and long hair hide it.
Okay.
So enough time we see successful persons just doing, we think they're just doing an awesome job, whether it is presenting, speaking public, in the public, and we're like, whoa, we wish we could do that, but we are not able to see how nervous they are or afraid they are.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
What challenges they're having.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's a good
I
one,
like that one
to remember.
You're not going to the dogs. It's just a proverb. What's wrong with you?
Always using dogs. Oh, my Lord.
That was the proverb of the day.
All right, so we head to our pet peeve. Remember, if you're just joining us here for the first time on Up and Go, pet peeves are things that others do that you might find annoying, irritating, or even upsetting. And we have our pet peeves to play this morning.
I do not like it when people message me or call me outside of work hours or on public holidays. I don't like it when people send me text messages after 1 a.m. and are expecting an immediate response, even if it is that I'm also online. A time and place is there for everything, so contact me within reasonable working hours and allow me to respond.
Amen
Simple.
to that. Hey.
Okay.
My girl, I'm a holy, but she so like say that personal, but I don't.
So what she said?
So I think she's speaking work related.
Okay.
So our friend them can link her, but she say, listen, outside of work hours, don't message me. For holidays, leave me alone, please. Okay. You know what?
When she said messaging me after 1 o'clock, I became a little concerned because I've had reason to send Jody, as our producer, a message late. But it's not that I'm expecting a response at that hour. And so the caller, actually, the listener actually went on to say, and are expecting a response.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. So if I send it, it's because I want to just make sure that I don't forget or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jody now will, of course, respond in her own time.
Yes,
When
makes
no
sense,
we-
yes.
Otherwise, it could be a pet peeve.
The part of that got me is even when I'm online, meaning that you send the message and you see the person online and she's saying, listen, even if me online, me not respond.
Yeah, but nobody's obligated to respond to you because I'm online immediately. Hello, I could be talking to somebody else.
So
wait.
So
I agree with most of her.
I'm with it.
I'm with
I like
it.
it.
No, there are some people who find it very upsetting when on public holidays and so on and late people are messaging them. I know of a colleague at a certain workplace that had a reason to complain about that fairly recently.
Wow.
Yeah. She was having the same issue.
See there.
It's like, give me a moment.
Okay, so that's a pet peeve. It's not just one person who has that problem.
well, you know what? There's a spin on this. I'm gonna add another pet peeve. Maybe tomorrow. There's a spin to this.
All right.
Because all right, I have a problem when you're calling somebody, right? They don't know what you're calling them for, but them not answer the phone.
Personal problem. Listen again.
Them are this year.
No, think about that. Them don't know what you're calling for, you know.
What?
But them not answer the phone.
Seems like they assume that they know.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You understand? It could be the biggest deal or the biggest moment of your life.
And
And you
miss
get that
it.
information and you run from that.
Deservedly so.
Understand?
You'd miss it.
Right?
Poor Hadley.
So in a nutshell, with that pet peeve, all right, you know to answer.
And oddly sharing pet peeve with us this morning.
They hurt.
Anytime it happens, just drink some water. Man.
Mind your business. Yeah, man.
I don't know what else to say.
I agree with you.
I don't know what else to say. Reach us, and we can get your voice notes aired during that segment directly into London.
Yes, sir.
Homes and offices and cars. Yeah, it is like that.
That's right.
So right now we have a guest that's going to be talking to us. Of course, there were mixed reactions to yesterday's announcement by the Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC, that it has in fact put off regional exams by 3 weeks in consideration of all the issues raised by stakeholders regarding students' preparation. So the exams will now start on Monday, the 23rd of May, and conclude on July 1 this year, with results projected to be released in late August or early September. We see a number of reactions coming in. Of course, the president of the National Secondary Students Council said the pushback came as a pleasant surprise to his group, but although the majority of students welcome the additional time to review, others are worried about the domino effect, given that by the end of August they would need to make a commitment to overseas institutions. So those are the kinds of issues that have been created as a result of this decision. Wow. We're joined at this time, though, by a very special guest, Dannyelle Jordan Bailey, who is the Region 1 Assistant Vice President for the National Secondary Student Council, the NSSC. Good morning, Dannyelle.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. We are doing well.
Yes, we are.
All right. Before we get to the specific issue at this time, though, Dannyelle, could you first of all tell us about some of the challenges that students have been having in preparing for their CSEC exams?
I think one of the major challenges, especially for lower 6 students, has been the completion of the syllabus. For a lot of us, we started late, that being starting the school year late. So we would have missed out on a month or a couple weeks, and that would have been equivalent to an entire module. So a lot of students are not finished with the syllabus. And I know this can still be applied to C6 students as well. So it's kind of the rush to finish the syllabus in time for the examination. You know, also the fluctuation of us going into the physical setting was another thing. It was very sometimes they're going in, sometimes they're going out. And then the digital divide again, which is something we've been stressing on for the past 2 years now, is another factor that has contributed to students feeling not as confident when going into the examination.
So some students are seeing it as a relief, but is 3 weeks really enough time for students to get prepared for the exams, though?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question because it's anytime we let enough time to prepare for an examination. I think that's more of like a personal thing for students, because no matter how much time you give a student, people are still going to feel a little bit iffy going into an examination, but 3 weeks does give them time to catch up on whatever it is they wouldn't have been able to catch up on if the exam started next week.
All right. Well, I'm with you right there, and I like what you brought up. Is there really enough time? Is there really enough time for students to be prepared? I like that. I like how you brought that perspective. No, but what's interesting though, Dannyelle, and is the students who have the perspective of, wanting to go overseas to further their education.
Yes.
That seems like a serious problem with the results expected to be coming out late August, early September. Can you, for those who don't quite understand the dilemma, can you just further elaborate?
So essentially, when applying to school abroad, considering that we don't fit into the standardized testing that they do, they usually have a date in place in which they expect to send your test results from whatever region it is that you're from. But considering CXC has pushed back the examinations, we would not be able to, push back the examinations, therefore pushing back the release of the scores. Students may not be able to send in their test scores in time for the universities abroad. But luckily, I've heard of cases sometimes where universities are very considerate to the conditions occurring in the Caribbean.
Okay.
So they'll sometimes change their dates, which is very, very tough, something that always happens,
right.
To suit what's going on in the Caribbean. But we're just going to hope and pray that the universities see that, the Caribbean is a little bit behind when it comes to running towards what has happened as a result of the pandemic.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's to suit the students giving in their results.
I agree. No, she answered my question,
Yeah,
Richie,
that
was the concern I had. I was really wondering, them Wikidee them can't give a little blind certain times, but so thank you for that insight, Dannyelle. Thank you.
So Dannyelle, students are listening to us right now. What do you want to say to them for those who are maybe still anxious about their upcoming examinations? As a student yourself, maybe you'd like to pass on some tips, some know-how, some advice. What should you say to students?
3 weeks is it's not a short time, really, and a lot can be done in 3 weeks. So whatever doubt you had prior to the announcement of these 3 weeks, kind of try to erase it from your mind and study. Do you pass papers, pray, whatever it is that you can do in these 3 weeks, because a lot can happen in 3 weeks. Whatever topic that you were unsure of, try to go over it in these 3 weeks to get that one, to get that distinction, or just to pass the exam. A lot can happen in 3 weeks.
Even though you're at the leadership in terms of the NSSC, I have to ask you as well, how's your preparation coming along?
Well, good. Actually, I'm also grateful for these 3 weeks because I'm going to do a lot of revision. So it's going good. It's going good. Pretty organized, but I'm just hoping that I can do a lot in these 3 weeks.
All right. We you have our support and best wishes. All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. All right. Great talking with you, Dannyelle. All the best in your examinations and all the best for the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. That was Dannyelle Jordan Bailey, Region 1 Assistant Vice President for the National Secondary Student Council, the NSSC. I want to make a comment, Shellz.
Sure.
I think I'd like to just highlight the fact that Bada Stingsby, Minister of Education, apparently has been really at this for a while and pushing for it to happen. and I think it is being viewed as a degree of success. Of course, Jamaica, one of the majors within the CXC framework, and our voice meant something. And it is fair to say that the minister was really at it, chomping at the bit, some would say, just to make sure that an extension was granted.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to highlight that as part of an addendum to the discussion.
Yeah, man,
because many people are out there quite grateful at the fact that there is some degree of extension, even if others feel it's not even enough. But there's an additional 3 weeks.
It's still something.
It is something.
Yeah, man.
And we wish the students all the best. Morning, Minister of Education, Favour Williams, and the rest of the team at the Ministry of Education. All right now, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to call us if you'd like to win a gift package that is quite valuable, worth a lot of money, that could feed a family of 6 and could also be extended to feed a community.
That's right.
If you want to win it, you must first identify our secret sound, and this is the sound that you must identify in order to win. Here it is. As usual, we ask the question, what sound is that?
Them they know.
If you know, give us a call, 876-676-4996. We've given you one clue so far.
And that is whatever sound you're hearing has something to do with the moon.
We've had scores and scores of callers, some of them repeat callers. It's been baffling the entire nation. Are you baffled? I suspect you are. But even if you are, give it a try.
Yeah.
You never can tell. You might come through as a winner.
Who knows?
We are wondering ourselves because there's only one person who actually has the correct answer. The answer to this secret sound.
That's right.
DJ Audley said today's the day when he would be definitely sure about his answer. But even consultation won't help you, son.
Oh, no.
Because until a listener comes with that answer, we won't even know. All right, let's get to the caller. Good morning, you're on the air. Welcome to the Secret Sound Game.
Good morning.
Good morning and welcome. How are you?
I'm okay.
Thank you for calling.
Who's this?
Hamilton.
Yeah.
Hamilton.
Okay. Is it a comet? The sound of a comet or a meteorite? One of them.
Is it the sound of
Comet?
a comet or a meteor? No.
Oh, really? Oh? Hamilton, you said a comet?
Yes.
Jojo's giving me mixed signals across the glass, you know. Like she should draw for a book.
She recognizes Hamilton's name.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Your voice is generating some excitement in the studio.
Hey.
It looks like, hey, Hamilton.
Yes.
It looks like your answer is generating a kind of reaction as well.
Yes, sir. Here it is.
We're trying to properly interpret that reaction.
I can't believe it.
What did you say your answer was? A comet?
Oh, sorry.
What did you say? Your answer is what?
It's either a comet or a meteorite.
Hey. Well,
Hamilton!
Good try, Amo.
You know, I actually thought it would have been a different sound that you.
No. I'm working on a new one.
Here's a sound, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to it. Come on, it's about time you all start getting this one now. Come on. What sound is this? It gets louder. Then it kind of dies down. What is that sound? That's all we're asking. Oh boy, it is really, really baffling people.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to have to ask, if not even, maybe even beg
Jojo.
for another clue.
We need another clue for the crew.
On behalf of the listeners, the Bridge Nation, and the scores of participants in the Secret Sound game,
Jojo said,
we kindly ask
please, Jojo,
that some consideration be given.
Yeah, man. But oddly, I say no. Keep on saying no.
To be given to creating and generating another clue in addition to the one we gave already, which is one word, moon. so that we can see whether or not our listeners will get even closer or will nail it.
Come on, Friday, you know.
Yo, when we
people them a chance.
When we go public with the begging, you know, things desperate.
Yeah. Watch it. People don't want to call and can't call. And they're nervous.
So, yo, let me see. People are developing sores in their heads because they're scratching their heads so hard.
Try to wonder what else in a space.
Oh, boy. Play the song one more time for me, Audley. All right. Let's take another call, though.
All right.
Let's go. Good morning. You're on the air. Hello.
Hi, morning. This is Cardine again.
Hi, Cardine.
My brother is shy, so he's saying that I should answer.
Okay, that's fine. I want to gang it up.
I don't know what he said. Something about when persons are on the moon and then the radio getting back Earth is listening to the atmosphere of space. Something like that he said. Of the moon.
Oh, really?
Just background noise on the moon.
Background noise.
The wind is blowing in Jamaica on Earth, I should say. So that's what he's saying.
Oh, your brother helped you with that answer?
He said I should call.
Okay.
He's the one to call, he's shy.
And do you think that you have accurately described what your brother thought was the answer?
Hopefully.
Hopefully is right. Let us find out.
Well, I'm going to find out why your brother shy, because him don't want to hear this. Quack, quack, quack.
Take care, Gordon. Have a good day. We still love you. No winner this morning. We get a chance to do it again tomorrow morning at around about the same time. 7:30 is when we're going to do it. And you get a chance to try one more time with the Secret Sound game.
That's right.
Right now we have the Buchanan family in the building. I have a big surprise to drop on you, Robo. I don't know if you're watching us on your screen. But whereas we thought Isat and Zzambo would have been the Buchanan brothers only in the studio, their daddy has arrived. Also, you're wondering who that is? One of the icons, one of the legends. Big Youth, you know him as, we call him Ja Youth. He's in the building as well. You hear that?
The Bridge, 99 FM.
In case you're wondering, let me just tell you very quickly that Isat Buchanan is in fact a well-known attorney at law. He has been focusing on human rights and criminal matters, conveyancing and civil litigation. But his love for music runs through the family and through his veins. Zzambo, his brother, we knew him as Tafari up to fairly recently. When I got the song, I was wondering, so who is Zzambo? Until I got the press release that followed, and then Shellz, I realized that is the same man who was known as Tafari. And they are both sons of Big Youth. And the Buchanan family is in the building. Good morning.
Good morning.
I want them to hear that big voice. They just
get
them to Ja Youth morning there for me.
Good morning, Ja. On the bridge.
Yeah, so they're here. Thank you for being here. Good to see you all.
Thanks for having us indeed.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's really a pleasure. Speak as closely as you can to the microphones. Zzambo, I'm starting off with you because you actually were the one that picked up, not where Daddy left off, but you got in the music business before Isat, right?
Yeah.
What has the journey been like for you?
Well, I sat in the music business from him born to
there you go.
I will just interject right there and tell you that's the journey. The music is hereditary, you see. It passed down to us. So
yes.
It just is a natural thing, it's organic.
So Isat, you decided to go the route of law before music.
No, actually, no? I was doing the music, but law found me. Somebody told me that, listen, you're like Tito and Zzambo is Michael. So if you know what I know, you go find something else to do. You're going to do law, and that's how I ended up doing the law.
Okay.
No, so I'm curious, first and foremost, it's an honor, legend for seeing in the place looking alive and well. You understand what I'm saying?
Thank you.
How does it feel for see a youth them take out the music? I mean, you're proud of them regardless, but how you feel seeing that them take out the music in such a positive way?
I saw the Father, saw the Son.
It's Jah works.
Yeah.
You know, they always say that children follow what them father do, you know. So, like him said, hereditary, brethren.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah, synthetics, generics to match your soul.
What a word for argument. Hey, sorry, Zzambo. I'm still getting accustomed to that.
I'm still Tafara, though.
Yes?
Tafara is my government name as well, but, you know, the legality of things, and we have to have the merchandise and everything else. We couldn't obtain the copyright and the trademark for Tafara.
Okay.
And then a whole lot of artists named Tafara as well. So for me, it would be malicious if we just have the copyright for downloads and stream and everybody wake up and them Tafari stuff get taken down from all the digital stores. So we just say, yo, let's refresh like a metamorphosis, rebirth and fly up. And we're here now. And Zzambo.
Please allow me to ask a redundant question. Where did you get or seek legal advice?
well, I heard he has a lawyer, so you know.
Hey, Robo, you want to ask the brothers or the fathers a question, man?
Well, you know, again, like the other day, it was like fan moment. You know what I mean? Big Youth is somebody that I've when I didn't even know his music, I used to just look at his covers, his album covers, and he's got an eccentric style. So before I ask the brothers any question, let me just ask Jayud. Jayud, the eccentric style and the way the whole demeanor is something different. I don't think there's anybody before, and I don't think even though you have the sons, I don't think there's anybody after. Where did that originate from, Jayud?
Well, we get it from the Most High, you know. Them call me the watchman of the city. So, and sometimes it look like the watchman at the city sleeping. So, so I have my sons waking them up, and we're ready. We're ready, boss.
And a question to the sons: do you need any encouragement from your father? Do you need any no that don't sound good, or is it just straight natural?
It's natural, man. You see, having the father already is the encouragement. Because, you know, it stapled from your child growing up, you know? So whatever you do, your father going to encourage you, so it become automatic. Once it's positive.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I was going to say, it take a long time to get on a record with my
Big
dad.
Youth, that's
As
true.
we're doing the music, and he says, it's either, it not clean, it not spiritual, it's not music.
Right.
Really.
Of course.
Finally, I got 2 records with him, and I'm honored. I'm blessed for that.
So how do you know when it obviously you listen to your father's music, but how do you guys know that inner clock that says this is the standard? How's that made? How's that judged?
Well, for me, as long as I don't hear once I'm not hearing that, you play it and you watch his response, and once he gives you the vibe and you say, let me get a verse, and he actually puts on his clothes like how he's here this morning, you know you're doing something right.
You know, and there's a moral compass that
yes,
you definitely have to gauge. And once you're there and it align, everything curry.
Natural.
Puts It Down is your first release as brothers working together, so to speak, right? Is it?
No. We have more music, but as Zzambo now, Puts It Down is the focal point.
So this is not just a one-off song. It's going to be a part of a bigger project, maybe?
Once you check the catalog, you find more music with myself and Isat. You find all 3 of us together, me and Isat, me and Dad's. A lot of music out there, man.
How did Puts It Down come about, though? Many people are wondering, because it has taken off quite well in a short space of span of time.
Puts It Down is a song paying homage to your counterpart. You know, letting her know that she could be a lawyer, a doctor, she could be just as evasive and interesting as the ladies of the street, because that's who you are with and that's who makes you happy.
Right.
So, you know, you have to big her up every day of life, and because she's why you're happy. And that's what Puts It Down is all about. Love is a love song.
Isat, will music's gain be legal framework's loss?
Never. Never. In fact, the music is the outlet for the frustration of the oppression within the society. Yeah. There are things that you can't say in your legal capacity, but you have the outlet of an album.
Yeah.
And what you can say, other people can say it for you. So.
Yes. Jayuth, are you a proud man to see what is happening right now with your next generation?
I'm proud of them in every aspect. Every aspect.
Give thanks.
I said, I'm bright from him born. that just a tough alright bright too.
Brilliant
too. It's a music man like me. Even take it. Cause I said couldn't bothered to be.
Studios and the...
Yeah, he's a man who can fly. From then, so he rather be educationally law.
And has done very, very well as well.
The word is more than proud.
Trust me. Yeah, word is more than proud.
Yes.
Listen, we're gonna extend the conversation. Robo, I know that time is of the essence, but we want to thank you for accommodating us this morning. I hope you found it a treasure as much as we did to have Jayuth and his two sons, Isat, and of course Zzambo in the studios. All right.
Most definite. Big up Isat and Zzambo, and happy belated birthday, Jayuth, Big Youth. I know it was your birthday earlier on in the month. Happy belated birthday from your listeners and fans in London, UK.
Yeah, man. Big up Robo Ranx as well.
Blessing Robo. More power, more strength.
We're going to get you your email and send you the song as well, Robo. Big respects, all right?
Defo.
All right, take care. Wow, fantastic stuff.
Yeah, man.
Gentlemen, I'm really, really happy. I live for days like these. I mean, I really did not expect Jayuth to be here. I thought he would just be somewhere listening to us loud, as he tends to do. But it's really good. Many experiences I've had with the old man. One of them that springs to mind, himself and Freddie McGregor and myself were, I think, in Bermuda. And they got wind of the fact that the generals are in the town. And they set up some studio bookings, and sound system like trouble. Just a rolling. The man him say, where Jayuth there? Where Freddie there? So it got so hectic that Jayuth and Freddie said, Richie, you're going to be like our accountant. So they gave me the rate for each dub plate special, and I was the man that was conducting the business. At the end of it, I was just doing this because I'm there with the Jamaican brothers. You see your father? The man took up a clump of money. A few $100 US and say, Richie, this is yours for the work that you did. A fistful of dollars. That man you see there.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Share the love.
So him share the love just like that. And there are many other memories, not related to money, but just performances. I mean, Jayuth is a man who bust on the scene long before even Bob Marley did. People need to know these things. And he was already a superstar when Marley was coming to the business.
Right.
So you have a treasure right there beside you, gentlemen.
Yeah, we know that's why we shining, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. So speak to us a little bit now more about what else is coming up from Zzambo and Isat.
All right,
what can we expect?
Well, I'm working on a debut album for Zzambo, so that's why we're getting this saturated in the market, so people familiar, and we're pushing this record hit. Puts it down, it connecting. We're getting a lot of support from you as well, and we're very grateful for that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We by now have been able through the years, after 30 years in the business, to identify and pick up hit songs from very early.
Nice.
And I think the song has the word hit written all over it. So that's why we're supporting it the way we are. Isat, it's good to see you as well. We have interviewed you several times before.
Yes, always a pleasure.
Yeah, man, always a pleasure.
And I must say, I did not influence, no contracts, no breach or anything for that statement about the song being a hit. Nobody will be in court for that.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, sir. But if I need legal support, I will come right back at you.
Always.
Yeah, man.
Great seeing all of you. Jayuth, great stuff. You're still working out, still putting out new music, Jayuth?
Man, a wicked album. Man, forget get you some.
We need to get some music.
I'm send you a song for play, man.
All
They
right.
dreaming and I'm dreaming of you. They dreaming, only dreaming it too. Conscious, good.
The connection is made. Make sure that we get that soon.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Thank you, Zzambo.
It's a pleasure, man.
Thank you, Jayuth. Thank you, Isat. Have a great day.
Same to you.
World Jamaica, you also have a blessed day.
Give thanks. Give thanks. How you feel about that, Shellz?
No borders can stop on the music, see? It gone. Speaking as a young youth, go and put it down.
Bridge 99 FM.
Do whatever I want with it, with you is alright. That's what I'm saying, baby. Love when you do me that, the way you make it bounce. Yeah, I'm into that. Ooh, baby, love me. Yeah, I'm into that. Matter of fact, baby, bring it back. My baby puts it down, moving that body right. Give me that love tonight, keeping it every line. My baby puts it down, every day riding on me. Push up on me, love up on me. Puts it down, moving that body right. Give me that love tonight, keeping it every line. My baby puts it down, every day riding on me. Push up on me, rub up on me. Hey, loving your mind, your body and soul. When we collide, we're one, we're whole. Give me that love that make me lose control. Always on my mind, girl, I want you to know. Can't nobody make me feel like you do. Girl, you put it down so good. I turn you out when we being so rude. We make music when we do what we do.
My baby,
that's what I'm saying, baby. Love when you do me that, the way you make it bounce. Yeah, I'm into that. Ooh, baby, love me. Yeah, I'm into that. Matter of fact, baby, bring it back. My baby puts it down.
Pull up.
Move your Bridge 99.
Oh, gosh.
Well designed. We're so divine. And Bridge 99. Utter mercy.
I enjoyed that. Yeah. So not only are you good for the recording studio, you're also ready for the stage. We say good morning right now and welcome to Man Chat.
That's right.
And today, as we've been telling you, our guest is going to be Dr. Alfred Dawes, and we're looking at testicular cancer. Of course, Dr. Dawes is a general and laparoscopic and bariatric surgeon, and we'll be chatting us today on the matter of testicular cancer. Please note that the month of April has been designated as Testicular Cancer Awareness Month. And this is a disease, by the way, testicular cancer, where cancer cells form in one or both testicles. The average age of detection is 33 years old. I note that the American Cancer Society estimates that some 8,430 new cases are diagnosed each year, and that more than 380 men will die from the disease. It is considered to be highly treatable, and it has an average of about one death per 5,000 men. Okay. So this is a very important topic for us to look at inside of Man Chat. Good morning and welcome, Dr. Dawes. How are you today, sir?
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me. I'm good.
All right. Nice. Thank you so much for joining us, Doc. What is testicular cancer?
Testicular cancer, like any cancer, is really an abnormal growth in the cells that line the testicles. And they could be the ones that form sperm, or it may come from any other cells that are there. So basically, it grows until it starts to invade the surrounding tissue, and then it may spread to other organs in the body first, the lymph nodes or the Waxan canals, as we would call it. And then as we move on to more advanced disease, it spreads all over, can go to the bones. And that is why we always emphasize screening, early detection, because it's always better to put out a fire when it's on the stove than when it has spread to the kitchen.
Very well said.
How's screening done, by the way? If that
you
can
do it at home.
Okay.
Usually after a warm shower, you know that when you have a cold shower, things tend to get pulled up. The scrotum actually pulls up the testicles closer to the body. But when you are warmer, you can actually palpate the testicles or feel for any swelling, any lump. There's a sick joke that if you count 1, 2, 3, something's wrong. But that's one of the things you have to look for. Sometimes you may get a sudden gathering of fluid that may be due to infection, or it may actually be a sign of cancer, or it may just have this heavy dragging feeling like it is just weighing down. And less often, you may have some pain in the area.
Now, Dr. Dawes, I heard you mention, if this type of cancer can spread to the bones, and it's something that can be very serious. But are there any other risk factors associated with testicular cancer?
usually what we tend to see is in boys where their testicles never actually came down all the way from where it is formed in the abdomen, in the belly, to go down into the scrotum or the bag or the sac. Mm-hmm. Those persons have a higher risk. Overall, the risk is low, and especially in black, it is even lower. But once you have that condition, other risk factors could be trauma. You damage it, and then later on in life, you may have cancer developing in the ones that was damaged. But by far, and this is why we always tell parents, examine your boy to make sure that the testicle is coming down and it's not stuck in the groin, because it gives you an increased risk of cancer later on in life.
Okay. DJ Audley is here, and he has a question for you, Doc. Yes?
Hey Doc, morning.
Morning.
I would just like to know, how does this cancer develop? I mean, how, we men would, contract this, really? How does it start?
Well, this is really one of the cancers. I think the most famous person who had it was Lance Armstrong.
Oh, yes.
Right, so he had it, but it was a good prognosis because they caught it early. But like any cancer, the number one risk factor is bad luck. You can never really tell, the cells we have cancer cells developing in our bodies every day, and our immune systems usually destroy them. But you have one of these cancer cells, they escape, and then they form 2, then 4, then 8, then 16, and it goes on and on. Mm-hmm. And once you get to that stage, it starts to grow into the different areas and replace the tissue, and then you start to have spread. Race has something to do with it. Caucasian males more than Asians and black. And if you have a family history of testicular cancer, then chances are you have an increased risk. Mm-hmm. But really and truly, it's just one of those things that just happens. Which is why you can't pick it up and say that, all right, I am at a lower risk. This is not going to be happening to me. We just have to examine ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Let's turn our attention now, Doc, if you will, to prevention. Can this type of cancer be prevented? And if so, what are some of the things that men can do really to prevent testicular cancer?
You can't really prevent it. When you look at the risk factors, the undescended testes, these are things that parents really should have been picking up with their boys when they examine them as a child. You can't do anything about your race or your age. It's usually in younger men, or if you have a family history. So it is really just to try and examine the testicle to see if you have anything abnormal. Once that happens, you see something a little bit out, you go to your doctor. Doctor has a suspicion, will do some blood tests, will do an ultrasound. Now, unlike other cancers, we don't go for a biopsy where you can stick a needle or take off a piece of it and send it to test. We have to just go in and take it out completely. And then when you send it off to the lab, that is when the diagnosis is confirmed. But it's not any little lump that we're going to see. It has to be highly suspicious. And the blood test would usually give a better idea of the type of cancer this is, depending on the chemicals that it's producing that's found in the blood. Okay. But doing a biopsy is going to rupture the lining of the testicles. You have seen one way always the goat testicles in the country. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. When you cut that thick tunica, you can allow it to spread and make it more difficult. So we just have to go in and take it out. But the key is really to try and get to it before it starts to spread. Then you have a 99% cure rate versus 95%. Still one of the better cancers to have, but in the end, the earlier you get to it, the better it is.
All right. Now, Dr. Dawes, young people like myself, we like to think, we tend to think that youth is on our side. And when it comes to health, we feel like, we tough it out, or, we're all right. And we don't need for checkups and stuff like that. What advice do you have for young men who don't take their health too seriously?
And that's one of the issues that that plays out later on in life when men tend to develop more advanced cases of prostate cancer. It's not that Jamaica has the highest rate of prostate cancer in the world. We just have one of the highest death rates. And it is because of our health-seeking behaviors. We just don't get checked up. We wait until something is bleeding or rotting off before we go to the doctor.
Yeah.
And it starts in the youth. Testicular cancer here, in some instances, we're seeing young men. And remember, this is a cancer of young men. Usually the risk goes down significantly after age 40. They're presenting with advanced disease. And again, it is because we have seen this thing, they have ignored it, and they're just watching and see what will happen. But we have to start getting it into our heads right now that irrespective of age, irrespective of social background, we are all at risk for these chronic diseases that are prevalent in society now, whether it's diabetes, high blood pressure, testicular cancer at a younger age, and then later on, as soon as you move out of the high-risk category for testicular cancer at age 40, you move right into the high-risk category for prostate cancer. So we have to develop the habit of constantly screening ourselves, getting our checkups, and just getting a clean bill of health so that anything is going to arise that you can never tell. You know, you're going to be one of the more fortunate ones where you are catching it early, where it is very treatable, or in some instances with other cancers or diseases in a pre-disease state where you can avoid progression to the full-blown disease.
Doc, we have learned a lot.
Oh, yes.
We have learned a whole lot from you this morning, and pity time was not allow us to go further in greater detail, but you have shared a lot with us, and we thank you. And I suspect maybe the parting shot is if one is in doubt, go get a checkup, right? Go see your doctor.
So when in doubt, check it out.
When in doubt, check it out. All right. Thank you so very much, Doc, for being a part of Man Chat this morning. We truly appreciate it. Have a great day.
All right. You too.
All the best.